All
Yeah.
right.
Welcome everyone to another episode of D&D with Noobs, Campaign 2, Episode 33.
Going back,
Who
getting
had
up
our
there.
recap today?
It was
Timon.
moi.
Timon, our most frequent
Yes, he's a good roller.
person. Him and Devad are kind of up
I
there, I
know.
think.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
throw this out there.
I can't get above
I did
single
three
digits.
campaigns of recaps. I think someone needs to take the reins
Well,
and exempt
Devad
me
will.
from all of this.
Well,
Just
apparently
saying.
the dice want you to do it this campaign.
They
for
like
some
it.
reason, but
They like your bardic tones.
Dice is full of shit. See here. All right. So this is called Story Time with Timon because it's it's a nice large one.
All
Hey, you
right.
need an inspiration though, so
That's right. You burned it.
yeah.
Yeah, I tried to get it on loan, but DM said no.
No.
All right. So we begin with our party resting after a long fight with the scorpions and some travel. We have Ryle, Devad, and Lockett are standing guard. During this time, Lockett notices a figure limping down the road towards the party, and our guards realize it's Victor and that he looks to be in a bad way, and partially down the way he collapses in the dirt or in the dust or sand or whatever was on the road at the time.
Linoleum.
Olaros hears the stir of the guards. He wakes up to go and heal Victor, try to bring him back to a better state. Once he comes to his senses a little bit, Victor continues to regale the story of Raxar's death with the flaming spear that came out of nowhere and struck the griffin, and how they collapsed. And on their way down, Raxar saved Victor with some sort of spell while they were falling. And once they fell, more scorpions attacked, and Victor somehow managed to escape. He's not entirely sure. So during this time, everybody except Timon is awake and trying to discuss what to do next and talking about what happened. At this point, Dolos isn't completely sure he believes Victor, but ends up, realizing, what does Victor have to lie about here? So we continue to rest. The same three members stay awake. Also, Dolo stays awake, and he notices a temperature change with the movement of the fire, which he thought was a little odd. And talking to himself, Lockett notices that Dolos is talking to himself as well, and he's confused about it. Lockett doesn't seem to understand that humans can talk to themselves and have conversations alone. So Dolos is still, at this point, still figuring out the direction of where he was touched before. Still trying to wrap his head around that. So we finally come to a full rest. It's 5 a.m. in the morning. We're awake. Dolos asks Ryle about the surrounding lands, about the land's history. Ryle does seem to know some general information that any citizen would know about the lands, the many battles of gem mines, and how battles were fought over the gems within the sands.
Gems.
Olaros takes stock of the surroundings as well, and he notices a giant sandstorm approaching. So at this point, Dolos also is looking for any items that might be missing, and seems to account for all of our missing items except for, several horses, a cart, our supplies and rations. And then we begin to travel and try to stay away from the sandstorm, or try to stay ahead of it. So Dolos is again, Dolos is telling us how he distills his own water at this point, and Ryle seems to be pretty grossed out by it. and came to this topic of conversation as we were trying to find a source of water, an oasis, something that could refresh us. So at this point, Olaros does notice a town deep off in the distance, but there's a blinding speck above it. Um, Makes it, real blurry, really hard to see. And Ryle does confirm that it is indeed Sindel Song, but is not sure what the speck is. It is unusual to him, and does tell us about the giant wall that is surrounding the town. So we continue to walk further. We get close to where Victor and Raxar fell, so we're on guard because we think there may be scorpions. At this point, Timon's really bored out of his mind and casts Wand of Wonder on Locket, in which Locket is completely stunned and amazed at something that never happened. Um, the party arrives at the crater that the Griffin created from the fall, and we begin immediately searching the area. We notice that there is a golden spear with the head of Rexar impaled upon it and in the sand. Um, Timon tries to loot Raxar's body but can't find it anywhere and tries to loot the Griffin and finds 300 gold that he immediately shoves in his saddlebag. Um, Raxar, though, never took his helmet off or never lifted his visor, and Ryle tries to open his visor. He doesn't say anything and he doesn't make a sound or an expression. He closes the visor and puts the the head back. I guess. Did you take the head off the spear?
No,
Yeah.
The
I
head
took
was
it off, but I
already
didn't
down there
take.
next to the griffin.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
took it off, put it
you were
down on
gonna
my griff,
bury
but
it.
I didn't
Okay.
take his helmet off.
All right. Olaros at this point uses, I guess, the golden spear to bury Raxar and the Griffin, along with Ryle's help. Uh, I guess the sands are getting to Timon's head. It's not the open seas, and decides to cast Wand of Wonder in the pit and casts slow. I don't know if the party realized it, but everything they did was oh, you know, slow. Uh took what did you say? Took 4 hours. Took 4 hours
thanks
to do
thanks for
a
the help.
5-minute job.
Wanted to do it right.
Yeah. So the party at this point casts a survival check, find cover from the storm. Devad does find some shelter for us. Only most of us can fit. The horses can't fit. We have to cast a Constitution save because the storm is pretty nasty. It's pretty harsh. Lockett stands outside. He takes some damage, and the horses take some damage. Lockett thinks he's helping by standing at the entrance of the cave, and he isn't whatsoever. The storm passes over the party. Olaros heals the horses, uh, and Victor, yeah, heals Victor as well. Heals him some more. We take another full rest. Victor and Devad are on guard. And as usual, Timon immediately drinks himself to sleep. Victor passes out from the events and all the healing. Um, David, or David, Ryle starts stirring real bad in his sleep, and Devad tries to wake him. Um, Devad suggests pranking Ryle with some shaving cream or whipped cream or some water. I mean, you know, Victor tries waking Ryle, and they both fail. Victor uses detect thoughts on Ryle and tries to wake him. He fails. Uh, Ryle finally wakes up yelling after uh, he tried twice, I think. And Ryle thanks him for waking him up. Uh, Ryle asks about why he used detect thoughts. He threatens Victor loudly never to do that ever again. All the party at this point wakes up at all the noise. For some reason, Olaros thinks that we should split up here. Um, as a joke, I guess. Olaros stands watch with Lockett after Lockett says the party shouldn't split, which everybody actually agreed with him. Ryle's really pissed off or agitated and starts pacing away a little bit.
Emo.
The party gets a full rest, except Ryle, and then we start to head towards town. We arrive in Sindelsong. Everything seems empty. And the light, I guess, part of the light that we were seeing is a reflection of is the sun or the moon upon all of this glass that is everywhere. There's just sheets of glass all over in the town square. Lots of scorch marks in the buildings. The citizens are all acting normal, except there's an old lady on her porch staring at us in a rocking chair, which we found to be strange. Um, Once we all arrive, Ryle, like, I guess he snaps into this awareness and immediately on his horse starts charging into the center of town, which we all assume he's going to find his home. He arrives at his home. The door is ajar. Ryle is trying to pace around the home and examining the contents. He can hear something inside stirring. He does see his mother while he's waiting by his sister's window. Let me get out the rest of my long.
Notes page 2.
Yeah, no, this is page 3.
Oh my
Chapter
god.
So while that's happening, back at this, the square, Olaros talks to the elderly lady who's sitting on the porch. She tells us to leave. We might as well leave because it's pointless for us to stay. Because number 4 really likes this town, and he keeps taking a sacrifice. People are usually willing, but every time he shows up, he takes somebody. And after Olaros's conversation with her, he tells us all that all that has transpired within the town, from the burnings to the attacks to the sacrifices. We decide to head to the tavern. We get in there. There's a drow at the bar and a human barkeep. He tells us the same story that the elderly woman tells us. And for some reason at this point, Olaros decides to use lots of innuendo talking about his bread and butter, which, kind of grossed us all out a little bit. Back at Ryle's home, he notices his mom sitting down. She's sobbing. He goes to the door. He raps on the door. His mom opens the door and she says, ...
Is dirty.
That's what I wrote from my notes too.
Exactly what I had.
You guys
All
in
right.
your notes.
If I wrote notes, I would have had that.
So, Mr. Sire Song, you do take advantage if you an inspiration if you do not already have it. Do you already have it?
No, I
No,
burned
he
it.
used it.
Yeah, on that. Yeah,
Okay. Well, your Lady Luck is looking at you again today,
investigation. I think it was.
and
Ooh.
you have the lucky feat for the rest of the session.
Awesome.
What does he get for the rest of this?
I get 3 lucky charges.
Oh, I rolled decent for a change.
I know.
That's
The
my
most
first double digit, I think, in months.
I'm so excited that I rolled nat 20.
Ryle did not want to do the recap.
No,
Nat 20. Wasted.
20, baby.
All right, so Victor, you are
Boy, there
going
was
to
a
be doing
bunch
our
of high
recap. It
rolls
looks like.
on that one.
Nope, it's Joe.
No,
Oh,
Oh, Dolo's got my roll.
I had pen to paper already. Oh,
all
You
right.
should have rolled in the dark. You would have done better.
nice one. Quite often the losing number is a 2. There's something about 2.
yeah, it's a lot lower than everything else.
Good call.
Hey, I had someone rate their plumbing
Very
experience.
good, Tim.
Hey,
I mean,
I
there's
had
only
some-
one number of the die that's lower.
Sure.
I had someone rate their plumbing experience a 2, and I don't think anyone else got it. And I said I'd rate my experience a 2 as well.
There
Okay.
it is. 2's the number.
So, Rao, your mother stated that they were looking into your eyes. Your visor's down, but your eyes are exposed. So, a mother knows her child's eyes when she
That's
sees.
right.
and she says, "My sweet boy," and wraps her arms around you.
Aw.
Sweet
So I'm
boy.
like, uh,
That's
I
not his
would.
name.
Sweet.
It
Well,
actually is.
she wouldn't call me by my name. Your mom, moms aren't like, "Hey, Roger, how are you, Roger?"
Over and out.
Ryle, you weren't supposed to say your real name in front of everybody like that.
sorry, busted.
It's
Slipped.
Roger.
It's not.
It's Roger.
Why would I say
10-4.
Roger?
10-4.
So I would, she hugged me. I would be confused based on where I stood, but then realized that it is my mom and she hasn't seen me in what's been years, and I would hug her back
And take the halberd and smack her upside the head with it.
And
and
as
ask
she's
her.
hugging, as she's hugging you, you can feel her sobbing against your chest.
Oh,
So
Milton.
it's a very Sandstrom name. Strong. Milton.
Roger Milton.
Oh, Millhouse.
So I would ask her how Carolina was.
Who?
Carolina.
Oh,
You-
Carolina.
You feel the
Is that
sobbing
like North
intensify when you
Carolina?
mention the name. And
I say, "What's wrong? Tell me. I must know everything."
she was taken by
Where
the
was she?
seven.
Like, alive?
They come into town whenever. Well, number 4 comes whenever he feels like, and in order to not destroy the town, he demands people volunteer to be taken as tribute. Otherwise, he would raise the entire town. She volunteered. I tried to stop her. She locked me in the house the day that she decided to do it. I had to break the front door, and you notice the reason that the door was ajar. The Somebody has taken something heavy and knocked the doorknob assembly thing completely out of the door. She said, "That's the only way I could escape the house."
Your mom's badass.
Duh. Where do you think I get my fighting strength? I can attack a door.
Can we sub his mom in?
So
For him or Lockett?
then I would say, did Dad suffer the same fate?
Her eyes look down again, and she's basically, you're asking every painful question that you could possibly ask her all at once.
Well, I haven't been around a while. I got to get
Yeah,
some details.
She's like, "Well, after you left, um, your father was elected mayor of the town, and the day number 4 first came, he asked to see the mayor. And of first laying eyes on your father, he set him on fire and killed him."
Well, even though we didn't leave on best terms, I have to avenge my family's deaths.
Wait, no, you.
No, I'm traveling with a group of adventurers. I'm the leader,
What?
Mom. I'm the
I don't,
leader.
we don't know that your sister's dead for one.
Okay. But I thought you said she caught on fire. Or you couldn't see.
No.
You weren't there.
She
No.
just volunteered to go. Yeah. Oops,
He
sorry.
took her with her. He took her with him. But your father,
For sure on fire.
Yeah,
I buried his body. He's
he
gone.
was too close to the campfire.
Gotcha. Well, we will we already killed number 6 back in Dunes Keep. on our way over here.
But how? Your father always said that you weren't really up to things like that.
I'm traveling with a group of friends, and they are mighty adventurers, and I've learned some things in my time. I've realized I was going about it all wrong. That Sandstrom techniques are not the way to do it.
But your father was always such a proponent of the Sandstrom sword throwing technique.
And that's why he became a torch.
Oh, burned.
So,
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
so
poor
now we were talking
Just
to,
sympathy galore.
or I wouldn't know this, but how often does number 4 come around?
It doesn't seem like it's in any regular interval. It's like he shows up when he wants to, and we never know. I think he does it on purpose like that just to keep us off guard.
When was the last time he was here?
About a week ago, maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm sure my group is ready to hunker down, and we will hide out until he shows himself, and we will fight.
But I couldn't bear to lose you too. I feared you were already dead anyway.
Exactly. You didn't even know where I was. You didn't care.
Ooh.
It didn't seem like it mattered where I was.
Ooh,
Uh,
harsh.
Did you
I
try
know what
texting?
I know what your father did to you was harsh. But I tried to talk him out of it, but I never stopped loving you.
I love you too, Mom.
She's well, bring your friends.
You got
I can
Devon
cook you all
sniffling over here.
a home cooked meal tonight. I mean,
Uh,
when was the last time you had a home cooked?
from my home, about 8 years. Yeah, we've been traveling through the desert on meager rations, so we would it would probably work out okay if we all stayed here. There's about 7 of us and some horses.
Yeah, bring the horses to dinner.
We don't have any cards.
Yeah.
Well,
We don't need them.
there's actually a stable behind Ryle's home. His family was pretty well off. I mean, it's not like a huge mansion by
But
any
they
means.
live
So
in the
he was
middle of
mayor.
town, so they had to be well off.
Yeah, it was mayor, so you gotta be
Yeah,
somewhat.
the mayor's not
Yeah.
the poor person in town.
Yeah, dip your hand in the treasury once in a while.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
how else do you skim a little cream off the top, right?
Oh, look, I
These-
got
these-
another raise.
At least have public monies build you a stable. Yeah, gotta have horses.
Is there a
All right.
tennis court there?
Well, I'll go find them. I'm sure they're near an inn or a bar of some flavor.
Oloro's is taking a long rest. You can be sure.
You can count on Olaros to take any opportunity to go to sleep.
Yep, we know.
All right. Well, I haven't told many of the guys about my past, and they think my name's Ryle. So maybe we should just keep that facade going. Can you do that for me, Mom?
Oh, Milton.
She says, "Whatever you need, dear." But your real name is so lovely. I mean,
Speaking of, your brother's dead.
Good one.
Her brother?
how?
We
Oh,
we found
That was
we
Rax.
we found his griffin was struck out of the air by a flaming spear. Now that I've learned more about number 4, I think it was probably his doing.
Your mother punches the wall, and there's a big dent in it where she punched it.
We
Solid
want
wood,
her
but
in our group.
and you see her hands bleeding now, and she's like, "He's taken so much from me."
That's why we're going to get it back. What we can. And maybe, if we're lucky, Caroline is alive somewhere.
And she says, "What? Were you able to give him a burial?"
We did. We buried
At least his
what
head.
was left of him. I'm going to leave it at that. And his griffin side by side.
Roger would have wanted it that way.
Okay. Well, we
Roger.
will. I don't think he said Roger.
Rigel.
Oh.
Milton.
Well, that's not as funny.
Cornelius.
Victor Vector.
So I will get my friends. I will bring them back. They're a handful. They're a list of characters that go on, and we even have a robot that doesn't have a brain. You think Dad had any etherealite around here?
And she says, "Well, yeah." And she goes and she takes she goes to like this to the fireplace, and she like on the mantle there's like a little kind of shrine to his time in the military service, and there's like a shield, and then she takes his sword and she says, "I believe this hilt is made of ethereite."
That might be handy for us to have. Just leave it here for now. We'll see if he keys in on it.
That's right. He's supposed to notice shit that's turned
She's
blue.
blue.
Yeah.
I'll be back. It'll probably take 30 minutes or so to convince them to come over, but a home cooked meal probably will do it.
Yeah, I was saying,
And some
I'm in.
and some warm beds
Takes
that
more
we
like
don't have to
30
pay
seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go back to the tavern. Of course, you know where it is. This is your hometown.
And yeah, so as I'm walking up to the, or I guess I'd probably ride up. I'd still be on my horse. I tether my horse to the little hitching post out there.
Oh, 1 second, I gotta let the dog out.
Who let the dogs out? Who?
DM.
And now we're Twitch fan. DMC
I like-
shut down.
I like how he's like, "Do you have some ethereite?" Yeah, sure. I keep it here in the ethereite cabinet.
It happens when you're the mayor. You got connections.
You got this shit everywhere. Yeah. I got
It's
this
like-
my ethereite guy on Long Island. You know?
It's like when you hit that new Quest hub and they got like all the stuff you've been needing for the last,
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
hours.
This is our quest hub.
Well, I mean, I had this planned all along that it would be in his sword hilt. But
Oh,
anyway,
All right, cool. No.
So I walk into the bar. I still have my helmet on and I'm surveying the area. And I assume I see the group somewhere.
yes, you see. Did anyone go straight to bed? Did you say you went straight to bed, Olaros?
I'm sure he did.
No, I didn't. I got a glass of ale and I sat down with the rest of them. We weren't
Okay.
that tired yet.
Yeah. So, the scene that you see when you walk in, Olaros, Devad, Dolos, they're all, sitting at the same table drinking. Victor is kind of sitting at a table by himself, shuffling a deck of cards, maybe trying to convince some people to come play, but nobody seems to be in the mood. Timon is at the bar. There's a young lady there that's seems to be paying some attention to him, and
Aye, the fine
they're
lass
having a
she
little
is.
chat.
So I would slowly walk over to I guess I'd sit down at Victor's table just to try to help him get some players.
Well, I want to know where you been. You just took off.
What up, bro?
Where'd you go? Hey, Ryan.
I went
Right.
home.
Home?
Yeah, remember this is my hometown.
Yeah,
I
okay.
was seeing who was there.
Who was there?
Just my mother.
Just
Good
your
news
mother.
though. Yeah, good news. She said she'd cook us a meal, and we could stay there.
Well, that sounds
news.
I was
good.
waiting for I was waiting for him to say the good news, bad news.
Good news, bad news. Yeah, if I had that emote only. If.
Well, that sounds really good.
There is some bad news. The remember, well, I actually wasn't there, so I don't know that they know. But I would say, when number 4 first showed up, he apparently lit the mare on fire. And at that time, that was my dad.
Whoa. That's bad.
And then on
That
a
was
subsequent visit, my sister volunteered to be tribute. My mother doesn't know if she's dead or not, or if she was just captured. But either way, we have a evil orc to kill.
We will.
So I'm
Does
thinking,
anybody know where he goes?
like, when he's
Number
not
4? Yeah, does he have a place? Do they know where he goes?
I wouldn't think anybody in the town would follow him out of the town.
Does
He
get
comes.
into town? Like, is he on a griffin or is he on a horse or?
I don't know. I'm assuming he rides in on
Camel.
yeah. Either way, I think what we should do is stake out here until he comes. It's been a week. I'm
We're
assuming
gonna
it
need to
can't.
find out where he lives, though, to go see if we can find your sister.
Well, I wouldn't ask him that personally.
Okay. All right.
Wanda Wonder.
So, when was he last here?
I'm trying to
About a
impress
week ago.
Trying to impress the lass at the bar.
The old lady said that he comes and goes as he wishes. We don't have any idea when he's coming back.
So what is it? Yeah.
So I cast I whisper into her ear. I said, look at the ever wise robot that travels with our party. And a 60-foot radius of rainfall, heavy rainfall, starts falling on Lockett.
Inside the building?
Yeah, inside the building.
Oh, that's genius.
A good portion of the bar is now in a raid
Yes.
on the inside of the building.
You're making us welcome here, aren't you, Timon?
They don't know it's me.
And suddenly
They're gonna
the
You know,
bartender
this group comes in and it starts raining. They're gonna blame
Yes.
one of us.
the bartender runs and starts grabbing buckets and is like, "It's not even raining outside, but what's going on?" And he's like, "Quick, everyone, get buckets!" And you see
And
people
all
like
of our table looks at you, Timon.
And Lockett puts a bucket over his head.
Lockett actually climbs underneath the table.
Oh, so it's getting better. If it's centered on Lockett, we should maybe make him go outside and stand in a crop
then they'll
field.
blame him.
Well, I don't know if it follows him though. Like,
Yeah.
It
It's
doesn't.
not like Dustpin or
Pigpen?
Pigpen. Yeah, Dustpin.
I knew what you meant.
I know. I was waiting for some help.
That's centered on target. Yeah, and the rain falls until the start of your next turn, so it doesn't last very long.
A
Yeah, so
minute?
no,
Or no, it's
it's
6
6
seconds.
seconds. Yeah.
So
So
by the
the rain.
time
So as soon as everybody starts to panic and start moving around, getting buckets and stuff, the rain is stopped, and a good portion of the clientele of the bar are soaking wet. Um,
quick, do
I'm
it again,
giving
see if you can
Timon
get
the
the
evil eye.
firestorm to dry us out.
Yeah.
Hey, with the lass, the lass seems to enjoy it.
she
Oh, the
she
wet T-shirt contest.
Yes.
she's like, "That's amazing. Can you do that if someone tries to attack people with fire?"
Said I have more than one of wonder, if you know what I mean.
Oh God.
She takes this moment to dump her drink on your head and walk away from the bar.
Oh.
Right on, Lassie. Olaros is smiling.
You failed your
Trying to get rid
charisma
of her. I didn't have
check.
time. I didn't have time to go on a date.
Well, I
Well,
assume
Timon,
the bar will
we
dry out soon enough.
we've been offered a nice home cooked meal. Do you want to come along?
I never turned down a delicious free home cooked meal.
Okay. And you didn't hear the news, but Ryle's sister has been kidnapped by number 4.
Or
His
killed, we don't
father's
know.
been torched.
That we do
We've
know.
got a war going. Well, we
Hey,
do know she's been kidnapped. Well, I call
No,
it
she
kidnapping.
volunteered.
I
Yeah.
shall
still
be
call it kidnapping.
there shall be no damsel in distress as long as I live and breathe.
You just distressed one right now.
She wasn't worth me time. She took a fancy to me. I can't help myself that I'm so charming.
Yeah,
She wasn't a damsel.
you look good with a drink dripping off your head.
Don't make a comment upon my visage. It creeps me out.
Yeah, it creeped her out too.
She wasn't creeped out by my visage. It was me words.
I thought it was your wand.
Yeah.
Now, the first one she was mighty impressed with. I don't think she could handle the second.
It was too hard
So,
to silence.
Yes, a sailor you are.
so you guys go to Ryle's mother's house now, or
Yes,
Yeah, we
okay,
would.
I want that home cooked meal.
I'm hungry.
so you all head to the um home of Ryle. Ryle leads the way, and um, as you step up to the door, make a perception check.
All of us.
Sure, except Ryle, he already knows.
I wanted to arrive with a gleeful countenance,
Performance, not perception, not performance.
but
Right.
I did
You're still
performance.
performing.
I'm still performing,
Yeah.
That's what he just said.
and
he
I'm
was.
persuading somebody.
So Dolos, as you
There we
guys
go.
are approaching the door, and Divide, you'd probably notice this too. And Timon, I guess. You just did every P word.
What?
I hit all the P's.
Yeah.
Timon and Dolos and Olaros, not Divide. You would notice that the door seems to be damaged.
Yes.
It looks like the doorknob was knocked off somehow.
I'd like to cast mending on the doorknob and the door to fix it.
Okay, the
Trying to make it
doorknob
good.
itself is missing, but
Oh,
you cast mending on that area of the door, and it becomes a solid piece of wood again. There's not like
Good.
a hole.
Now we can't put the doorknob back in.
sure we can.
Genius. Get the drill out. Well, I would push the door in and say, Mom, I brought my friends. We're here for a sleepover.
And
I
as soon as
fixed
you
your door, ma'am.
yeah, as soon as you walk in, you can see like the way the front door goes into kind of like a living room, but behind the living room you can see the kitchen, and you see a lady in her 50s just cooking and throwing things together, and you can smell like this delicious smelling like spice chickeny kind of smell, and your stomach's starting to growl a little bit.
Makes my mouth water.
I forgot to tell her you guys were all vegetarians.
Nope.
Nope, nope,
Yeah,
not Oloro's.
not
Uh,
divide.
He
I
likes
most definitely am not a picky eater. When you're on the water, you eat what you can.
That's right.
What's a vegetable?
And so she says, "Oh, please come inside. Take a seat in the living room." And there is ample seating in the living room. It seems like Ryle's father may have entertained large numbers of people at a
He was a
time.
mayor.
Um,
Had
you
to.
s-
He
you
had to
see,
suck up.
Did someone say entertainment?
uh,
not a
you
No.
soul.
see, you see on the mantle, almost like a shrine built to somebody who did military service. There's like a framed uniform that looks a lot like Ryle's, except it's a little bit dressier. It has more accoutrement to it. Um, there is several swords, and one of the swords, the handle on it. Well, you took the sword that had the ethereite. Did you take the sword that had the
No,
ethereite?
it's still up there.
Okay. So there is a sword that Lockett immediately looks and says, "Why is that sword glowing blue? It's like on the
Oh.
handle."
Oh.
We found what we were looking for.
I look at Ryle. Say, what's up?
Uh, yeah, that was a sword given to my dad for mayoral duties, and apparently the hilt is made of the ethereite, and
Well, praise Eldrith. We finally found it.
now
Strap it on, log it.
I forgot. Don't we have to bring that back to the dude for him to like make a module or something?
Put it in his brain.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to take it back to that.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, it's not like we can just insert this sword into
it's
his
not
head.
like a plug-in.
I
He
can
just has the
record
sword
this
sticking out of the top of his head from now on. He's like,
I don't
Yeah.
have
"Hey,
a
guys,
USB port.
I'm a lot smarter
problem
now."
putting a sword through his head. Here we go.
Yeah, it's not
Once
plug
I
and play.
agree.
So, would I be able to just get the hilt off the sword and just take the hilt part?
It's kind of made to crafted together. You'd have to do some actual breaking,
Blacksmithy.
maybe to
Cut
try
off,
to
Okay.
break off the
Take the sword with you. Just don't do the Sindel song move.
blade.
It's a Sandstrom technique, and
Okay, the Sandstrom technique. You don't want to use that with this sword.
okay.
And
Um,
hearing that, Ryle's mother chimes in. "Oh, has Ryle been teaching you the Sandstrom sword throwing techniques?"
He tried.
His
That's what
father
you
was an
call it.
expert at it. He could hit a fly on a wall from 3 miles away. Not really
Uh,
3 miles, but
He can't hit an orc with it, though. I can tell
he
you
can
that.
hit a dune from 30 feet.
Yeah. He's really good at throwing it and running the other direction.
Mom,
He'd be
these are
real
my
proud of him.
friends.
Mom be so proud of her son.
well, he told me he's your leader.
Exactly.
Well,
Did he
We
now?
all wake up believing lies about ourselves, don't we?
I follow him.
I brought them all here. They all followed.
that's right. He led us here.
She says, "Well, here,
Or
and
did?
Ryo, come to the kitchen for a moment and grab this table so we can set it up in the living room."
Okay.
So you go in and grab this table and set it out in the middle of the living room, kind of like a buffet style table. And she starts to bring out dishes and hands each of you a plate, and then starts to put things on the table for you to grab, kind of like a buffet style. She brings several like spiced fig and chicken pies that have like this like really good like delicious looking like lattice crust on the top.
I haven't had
Uh,
breakfast yet.
she
Yeah, don't make it too descriptive, or he may
Yeah,
have to
Yeah.
go find a
Yeah.
banana.
I'm gonna have to go find a banana.
some delicious looking buttered roasted potatoes.
Warm,
Uh,
buttery.
yeah,
Careful, he'll
Banana.
start whacking the bread.
Oh boy.
that there is like
Using time as
several
his wand.
like mini loaves of like this really delicious looking bread. Um, like she really went all out. She's got a
I
full spread here.
I guess you were glad to use some of your cooking skills for large parties again.
What's
Yeah,
your mother's
And
name?
it's
I wanna thank her for this here banana.
I have her name. Just give me 1 second.
I call
I,
her mother.
yeah,
Georgina.
I usually just call her mom, but on her birth certificate is.
Let me look for her
Mother.
birth certificate here.
Yeah, I gotta go through school.
Mildred.
Camilla. That's what it is.
Camilla. Thank you,
Camilla.
Camilla, for the banana. I needed an hors d'oeuvre. Mm.
It's my pleasure, and thank you for keeping my little boy safe.
Oh, that's no problem.
Little boy, you say?
He'll always be my little boy.
I don't. I wouldn't know because I was orphaned and I've looked after myself the entire time, and I'm just. I have no manners. I'm just destroying my plate of food.
And Camilla walks up with a napkin and wipes the corner of your mouth, time, and she says, "I'm I'm glad you're enjoying it."
So, he doesn't know what to do with all this like hospitality and kindness. He's kind of confused.
And
Just don't show her your wand.
Yeah.
she brings out 3 bottles of very expensive looking wine and starts filling up goblets for all of you. All this time, she hasn't touched a crumb as far as eating. She's just really, she's looking at all you, enjoying her cooking and being very happy about it. It looks like it's been a long time since she smiled, and this is the first time she's smiled in quite some.
Cool. Good grub, ma'am.
So yeah, I would go around and introduce everybody and fill her in with some stories about how we met in Twin Bridges while I was, running security for
Holy
the
mackerel, that was a while ago.
and let her know about how we killed number 4. No,
Six.
number 6.
Number 6.
But number 4 is
And-
next on the list.
Number
That's
4
right.
is next.
He's on the list.
And that we are going to avenge my father's death, your brother's death, and hopefully save my sister if she is alive. At least we'll find out.
Wait a minute.
Well-
Did you just say her brother's death?
I did.
Who's her brother?
Rexar. Raxar.
Rexar is
Yeah.
her brother?
You got to be shitting me.
So Rexar is your uncle?
I didn't know that until we flipped the visor back. I've always known Raxar about Raxar. I've seen him around town.
You knew this whole time?
He
That
didn't know it
of
was him.
Raxar, yes. I didn't know it was my uncle until, and I was feeling all kinds of emotions. I didn't know what to make of the uncle's death that I
I don't know if
was
I
fond
believe
of. So you're
Um,
rolling an insight check?
His
Yeah.
mother wouldn't be
No,
lying.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I believe him about he didn't know that it was
Oh,
his
that it was
mother's
his
brother the whole time.
Oh.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he with an insight says you believe him totally. Like he's convinced you because I mean literally he is telling the truth.
Okay.
Yeah, it convinced me.
Yeah. Well, it was his mother.
You got to remember, Timon doesn't roll like this. Okay, he's not
I
used to
know. I know.
like the motherly love and motherly
I look at Ryle
hospitality
and
and
I go, "Is your real name Milton?"
No.
Okay.
Wilbur.
And with this news, I'm going to take the necklace that was around my neck. I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to hand it to Ryle and say, I grew to know your uncle very well on that trip, and he gave me this to save my life. I vow to save and protect yours because of his kindness.
Huh.
Wow.
Like I said, Mom, I'm the leader. They
Yeah,
love
so
me.
Ryle, he hands you a gold chain that has a set of golden wings on it, and your mother immediately recognizes it and starts to cry a little bit.
Oh.
What you did,
Bam.
Victor?
So the,
Mother
the,
cry.
the necklace itself, it does have an enchantment on it. It does not require attunement. Once per day, you can slap it. Like if it's against
Slap it.
if it's against your chest or something, you can slap the charm on it, and it will activate Featherfall on whoever's wearing the necklace.
Wow.
Oh.
That's
That's
a
cool.
cool one. Oh,
It was very useful
Victor,
for a Griffin
you're
rider.
really a
If
nice
anything
guy.
should ever happen and you fall off your Griffin, you wouldn't go splat.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's really handy. It's like a
Yeah, that would
parachute.
be a nice one. Yeah.
You tend to have a change of heart when a man saves your life.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
no reason.
What does
Reasons unknown.
your godly friend think about that?
Do what?
who are you talking to?
You Victor, cuz he's always come off as
Yeah.
the tougher, he's been the I'm trying not to like metagame, but
Yeah.
the we've always been led that you were you know following this
Spiritual.
spiritual advisor, and now you're becoming a little more human.
Well, as I said, you have a change of heart when a man saves your life, and my actions are my own sometimes. If there's any repercussions, I'll deal with those myself.
I'd say this time calls for a song of celebration. What say you, Mom?
For
He
once, I
coming.
agree with you.
Yeah. Sing us a song.
Make it a good
Actually,
one.
I haven't heard much music since the town bard was taking his tribute.
Oops.
While you're
Hey,
singing, I'll go take
you
the
got a
horses
new
to the
gig.
stables.
I just wrote this 30 seconds ago, and I call it "A New Light Has Shined on Sindel Song."
Well,
And
let's
it's a
hear it.
beautiful song. It's the lyrics are poignant, beautiful. The the music from your dulcimer is very soothing.
And isn't there like some double bass kicking in the background?
That's from everybody stamping their feet
Uh,
to the tunes.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I guess.
she says, "Well, we do
Yeah.
have
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
She's saying stop participating.
He's new in the band. He just got the whistle.
He's trying to use his arrows as drumsticks.
so your mom says, "Well, I didn't know you had quite this many with you in your party for sleeping over the night. But a couple of you could take my room, and I could go get
Giggity.
a room at the inn, and some of you could just roll your bedrolls out here in the living
Oh no,
room. Like,
we
We're,
can't
we're
let you out of your own
oh,
home.
you're not
don't do
leaving.
that.
No.
No.
Just sleeping on the ground outside.
I'll take
go
my bedroll out into the stables.
I'll go to the tavern. It's my happy place.
That is his
That's
happy
his happy
place.
camp.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
You stay here with your son
Yeah.
and the rest
And
of
so
them.
she takes another one of the little mini rolls of bread and puts it into your pack time, and as you leave, and she says, "Just in case you get hungry later."
You've been far
Boy.
too kind, man. I don't know what to do. My heart is just brimming in warmth, and I've never experienced this kind of treatment before in all of my life.
Well, and she looks over at Ryle and she says, "It feels like I have a lot to make up."
I don't see that at all. I don't know what you speak of.
It's okay, hon." And she taps you on the cheek and says, "Enjoy your."
Get the fuck out.
She's from the Bronx.
From-
She says it lovingly.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my house.
With a smile.
Yeah. Tosses you some butter
All
for
right.
the bread. So you can whack your bread properly.
No,
Oh
no,
jeez. Oh jeez.
where I
Don't play
come
hide
from,
the
we
bread
don't,
loaf.
we don't have to whack our bread.
I'm glad I'm in the stables.
Well, I guess yeah, I would be ready for sleeping in my old bed if it's still there.
It is. It's actually. It remains pretty much the way you left it.
Yes, all my toys are still out.
What's
He's got his
sock on the
Legos.
floor?
Ugh. We're supposed to do laundry.
Yeah. On the wall is a oil painting in your room of you as a young man, like standing next to your father.
Damn, he
Huh.
was rich.
I remember standing there. We had to stand there for like 6 hours to get this thing painted. Do I notice anything peculiar? Like, this has been in here.
Since you were this was like made when you were probably around 11 or 12, and
Yeah.
it's been in there ever since.
Yeah. And then do I have my poster of my favorite band?
I was
Um,
hoping it'd be like a teenage girl's room,
the
back, like the Backstreet, lads or something.
Backstreet Lads.
the back alley lads.
Yeah.
in sync, but it's spelled with an actual IN.
Oh man.
INSINK.
Well, it does feel good to sleep in my old bed.
And it's comfortable too. It's a you guys were well off. You had a nice feathered, comfy bed.
I'm
Just
at the
kind of
tavern
wraps
having
around you when you lay on
time of my
it.
life.
Yeah, I'm out in the stables, but I am enjoying my company.
With the horses.
Now,
Yes.
He's finally got someone that'll listen to him.
Please don't describe what you're doing
Yeah.
in the
Hey,
stables.
they
with the
like me.
horses.
I healed them. They
We
remember
don't want
that.
to hear about it.
Lockett says, "I'm gonna stand on the front porch and just kind of watch."
Sentry mode it.
All right, if anything happens, Lockett, come back inside and wake me up.
Okay.
And we got the part to fix your brain, buddy. We're gonna make you smart as soon as we get back to
Twin
Twin
Bridges, but
Bridges.
that's
I don't know
that
what
is
you're
on
talking
our
about. I'm the
schedule.
smartest one here. You know it.
This is true.
That's,
You are.
that's
We're
our
gonna make
luck.
you even smarter. It's gonna be
Yes.
wild.
The smartest of the smart.
Okay, is she fixing us breakfast in the morning, or are we going to go to the end for that?
Really? She gonna be a lazy bitch tomorrow morning? She gonna give us food again? God.
Just trying to find out.
Just trying to find out if she.
Make me some eggs.
That's my mother you're talking about.
She
Right.
might
Did you
like
ask-
to do that.
Did you ask her? She didn't mention breakfast, but did
No,
you?
I'm asking Ryle.
PJ answered the
You're in
kitchen.
the. You're in the.
I
You're in
know
the
it.
stables.
He's asking the horse. And
Yeah,
Hey,
you
do you
think
think
she'll
we'll
fix
get
us
like
breakfast?
2 apples?
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody, you'd probably smell the bacon before I would.
I would.
And you would
Do I
probably
smell
be
bacon?
up before me because the sun would come up outside and blind you.
That's right. I'm already awake. It's the next morning.
So
All
do
right.
you smell bacon?
Do
Well,
I?
you would like to think it's the next morning, but you
Oh,
don't get the controlled time in this world, unfortunately.
Dang
okay.
it.
I guess I don't know what time it is. What time is it, DM?
So, let's do a perception check.
I
Oh,
think it's
jeez.
gonna be a nightmare.
You can see that I'm still thinking food even after that banana.
Whoa.
Gotta
It's
bring up
not
Locket's
morning.
sheet. Roll 20 is being real laggy today.
Yeah, it is. I had to turn the dice off because it was every time I'd hit it, it would like freeze the screen up for a second.
Wow.
Come on.
I'm still looking at the old painting.
He found those old magazines he had under his bed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
Okay.
god.
that's the
So
Newbs magazine.
Lockett is not really noticing anything. There are there's a few like little critters running around, like mice and stuff running around outside. He gets kind of distracted by those,
Sounds
so
about right.
he doesn't notice anything. Olros, you make a perception check as well with disadvantage because you are sleeping.
You're in the stables.
Yes,
Asleep.
but I am in
You-
the stables. I'm
You
very comfortable.
hear horses peeing and pooping all night.
Pretty much,
You
yeah.
you got nothing.
Yeah, I'm
You didn't need
asleep.
disadvantage.
I am
And the
asleep.
horse steps on his foot.
Ow!
Olaros, you are knocked out of sleep. You find like a nice big hay pile.
I am
And,
comfy.
Did my mother just poison us?
No.
Or did she?
I am out like a light.
All
Just-
right.
I was wondering if Timon comes back in the middle of the night, but he was probably getting a room at the inn.
Yeah. All right. So the sun comes up, and it's the next morning. Olaros, you're getting your stuff ready. You're getting all your stuff. You got all of your things together, and you notice that there's something missing.
Something missing.
Yes.
Oh.
Your
Is it a horse?
Your holy symbol that you use as a spiritual focus or whatever
Yeah,
seems to be missing.
my medals. My oak leaf. This
They
is
sell that
bad.
at Walmart, $2.99.
This is bad. It's my oak leaf and acorn. I can't handle that. I start looking around. I start throwing through the hay or wondering if it's down in the bottom. This is looking for an oak leaf in a haystack.
It
But I
seems
am
very.
It's
crawling
covered in
around in
acorn.
there.
Now the oak leaf and the acorn, they're not like actual leaf and acorn, but it's like
No,
a,
no, it's a
yeah,
metal.
it's a metal that's in the shape of that. Yes.
Yes, right. Yes. It's my symbol that I grab when I'm in trouble.
Well, you should grab it now.
Or excited.
I should, but it ain't there.
So, but
And,
don't you need that to cast like magic?
I don't really need it to cast the magic, but I can channel through it.
You actually do need it for any spells that list components that.
Yeah. Well, that's
so-
channeling, isn't it?
Well, there's
No.
certain spells that say that they require you to have
Yeah, certain
certain
items.
component. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't have your spiritual focus, you would have
Well,
to have.
I am getting in
those
a panic, and I'm shoveling through all this straw and stuff, and I'm not finding it.
Is that something
I'm
you
eating
normally wore
I'm eating
around your neck?
breakfast.
Yeah.
And
always
right around
wonder
this time, you do smell bacon and eggs coming from inside the house.
Well, that
Yes.
doesn't help me any.
This is the best morning ever, guys. Let me just
Yeah.
say.
No, it is not.
I
the best
slept
morning ever.
like a baby.
Best
Did
night's sleep I've
Dolos
had in a while. All my
did
stuff is where I left it. It's crazy.
did Dolos sleep in my sister's bed?
All right. I go
Um,
running into the house.
I didn't really assign sleeping areas, but I'm supposed he could probably have slept in there, or there was a couple of guest rooms too that all had very comfortable beds.
Did anybody sleep in my mother's room? I'm doing an inside check on all of them.
Just timing.
Just timing.
I'm at the tavern.
That's what he says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is my
You know,
mom happier
he
than normal?
walked out.
Okay.
Yeah,
She
he
does.
walked out the
Happier than
front
She
door
normal.
and
does
climbed in the
seem.
window.
She seems very happy to have you home.
She's in a great mood this morning.
When I step into the room or into the house, I see her in the kitchen cooking.
Yes.
I go right in there and I go, ma'am, can you tell me if you found any symbols laying around? I had a necklace that I'm missing with
Oak leaf.
an acorn and an oak leaf on it. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. Well,
You
some of
see
the
me looking around. I'm looking on the floor. I'm looking around.
there have been a few times when things have gone missing out there, but I wouldn't think they'd take something off of somebody's person.
What do you mean they? Who's they?
Well, there are some younger kids that run around and try to be all tough since the mayor's gone, and things are kind of out of order, and they think they can get away with stealing from
They're just
people.
roaming around out there?
Yeah, they're just teenagers, just
Where
dumb
can I
kids.
find them?
I don't even know. It's just I know that they hang around behind the tavern sometimes, but I don't know if they'd be there this early in the morning.
Okay, thank you.
The
At
tea,
this point, I don't think I would worry about the breakfast. I'd head to the tavern. I'm looking for them.
By yourself?
Okay.
You're gonna get beat up by some teenagers.
I might, but they've got my oak
look,
leaf and
jumpy old
acorn.
man.
Are
I'm
you gonna
out
pull a
there.
locket and shoot a kid?
Yes.
No, but I might slap him. But I'm going to try starting off being nice if I find him, but I got to go find him. So I head to the tavern.
Okay, so you head to the tavern.
Wait, you went by yourself without us? Like, where were we?
I'm panicking. I'm not
The rest of
thinking.
you are kind of like shoveling eggs and bacon on your plates, and you see Olaros just hit the door.
I hit the door.
Bye,
Adios.
Olaros.
Later. So I get to the tavern. I look around the backside of the tavern. I was
Okay.
running.
You see the tavern keeper. He seems to be like sweeping up some broken bottles.
And I go, have you seen any kids running around here, sir?
No, but I'm pretty sure that they're the ones who made this mess here last night.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Two
Oh,
old men
man.
yelling about kids. Damn
Yeah.
kids.
Damn kids.
Pants hanging off their ass, listening to that rap music.
You wouldn't know what area they might be in, where they might have gone.
Those little punks, they come here, they hang around outside my tavern. Every time I go and chase them off, they come back.
Hmm.
But I'm pretty sure that one of them is the blacksmith's kid.
All right. I'm heading there next.
Yeah.
Where's
All
the
right.
blacksmith? Where's the smith he got his place?
It's if you go right down that street, it's on the right. You can't miss it.
All right. I'm on my way down that street, looking left and right, but mainly right.
Okay.
I'm looking for him. I get to the smithy's place. I go in now. It's early in the morning, so he's probably not out. Well, yeah, smithies start early. Is
And
he
he
in
is.
the? Is he
Yeah.
in the shop?
The blacksmith is started, and he's getting this forge hot. He's
Yep. Right. I go up and say, "Sir, can I talk
Yes,
to you?"
sir. Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Yeah.
Need some of those dings knocked out of your armor there, or?
Yeah, no, not right now. Although I might do that later. But last night we're new to town. I'm with a group, and I'm with Ryle, whose mother lives in the middle of town, and I ended up sleeping in the stable. There was too many of us to fit in the house. And during the night, somebody came in and took my symbols from me off my neck. I was sleeping. I was tired.
Wait,
But
like symbols, like you play, like
no, like a necklace type. It was in the shape of an oak leaf and an acorn, and it was around my neck on a chain. And
okay.
people were telling me that there's some kids that run around and like to lift stuff that's easy to take away. And not that I'm going to accuse anybody of stealing, but they might have saw it glisten and thought, "Hey, that looks like fun," and somebody took it. And would you have any idea who that might be?
Are you trying to accuse me of something?
Not you,
Your bratty little kid.
but maybe one of your kids.
Ooh.
I only
Can
have
we-
I have one son, and he's a very upstanding young man.
But he's got some friends that might not be. You can't always pick your friends.
Right, but
Well,
I don't understand how
I'd like to
that has.
talk to him.
You could always pick your nose.
Well,
Yeah.
just watch your P's and Q's. That's my son you're talking about.
Okay, but can we talk to him?
He's in the
Maybe
shop.
maybe he knows something. Would you mind calling him over and let me ask him if he knows anything? Was he out last night? This would have happened last night.
Can I
Rindal.
frisk him down?
He yells a name, and this kind of like a scrawny looking, like almost nerdy looking teenager looking guy comes out. He's got his hair kind of slicked back, uh, and he's not wearing any kind of armor or anything, but he's
Oh.
just kind of wearing kind of like plain looking clothes, and says, "Yeah, what do you want?"
Hey, young man. Can you
And as
tell
soon
me?
as you say that, like, make a perception check.
Yeah, because I'm looking at him.
Or do better than that one.
Yeah. There we go.
So
I'm
you notice just for a split second, his eyes get a little bit wider when he realizes
yeah.
it almost looks like recognition.
He
Hmm.
does. And I look at him. I go, "You know who I am, don't you?"
I've never seen you before.
Well, I think you did last night.
Ho ho.
What are
Oh.
you accusing me of?
I'm just saying. I saw
Father,
it in your
what is
eye.
going on here?
Okay.
And then you feel the blacksmith's arm, like hand, like on your shoulder. I'm like, yes, sir. What are you accusing him of?
Well, I saw it in his eye when he saw me. He knew me, and I only got here yesterday, and he hadn't seen me, and I think he saw me last night.
Rindal, have you ever seen this man? No, never seen him before.
Are we all there?
No.
Nah.
No, no.
Lockett was there, he would have shot him.
Ah,
Chowing
eat-
down breakfast.
We're eating breakfast.
Yeah. I don't know why he left in a hurry. Eggs weren't
Yeah.
even done.
okay, let me tell you, young man. I am in this town with a group of adventurers, and our plan is to take on number 4. We want to help this town out. We want to fight this guy, but I need those medals to fight. My magic will not work without them. So I'm going to go back. I'm staying at Mrs. What's her name?
Killington.
Camilla.
Killington. Yeah, Camilla's. We're staying at Camilla's house. There's a troop there. I would appreciate it if you would ask around town, and if anybody has seen my medals, if you could sit there and recover them for me. I'll give you 5 gold if you can get it back to me.
Dang.
That's how important it is. We're going to have to fight this guy, and I need those medals.
But
So
why?
if you would.
Why would I know anything about it?
Well,
I've
I
never
heard
even
you run
seen you
around
before.
with a group of kids, and maybe one of them got, was just having fun and said they looked cool and decided to take them. I don't know. but I'm new to this town, so I don't know my way around. And I just got the impression you might know something. So, no questions asked. You've got 5 gold. Bring them over to Camilla's house.
If I
If
could
you will.
find them, but
Hey, cool.
you think you could do better than 5? Like, I mean, this seems pretty important.
Dang.
Then I look at the father, and I'm going, "What do you think, sir?"
I think 20.
I, he says, 5 gold. I mean, for something that sounds so important, and he's gonna have to go do legwork all around town trying to find these people.
Oh man.
So
Dude, the
what's your
dad's in on
price?
it. The dad's in on it.
So what's your price, sir?
I don't have a price. You're talking to my son. This is between you two.
Except for you're agreeing with
My
him.
my
and-
underage child and old man always deal with monies.
Yes.
Let me just put it this way: you came here accusing my son of things that he didn't do.
I asked him for information. I did not accuse him. I saw a look in his eye that he had seen me before. I got
And
here
he
last night.
told you he did not see you.
Right. So I
Are you
asked
calling
him,
my son a liar?
I am saying that your son knew me.
So you're calling him a liar?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yes, I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's
Ooh.
time for you to leave.
All right. I'm
Great.
still offering. Okay. And if I will double it, 10 gold if you show up with it. And I leave and I head back to Camilla's. Remember where I'm staying. And now I'm feeling very hungry.
There's no bacon left.
Yeah.
No, I jotted down everything.
You get back in,
So, I
and
get back to, yes.
Camilla saved you a plate.
Okay, but when I get back there and then I tell everybody what, yeah, I took off kind of quick and I fill them in on the story. But I look at them and say, right now, I am somewhat hamstringed here. I don't have my medals. And I told him about the blacksmith and what he said and his dad arguing with me as to the amount of money. And I'm sitting there going, 10 gold, that's a hell of a lot of money.
How badly have you screwed this up?
Well, I
well,
haven't
if he
screwed
told his
anything
story pretty
up.
badly, it
The
sounds
town's
like.
got pitchforks and they're coming for us.
Yeah, I ended up
You
calling
should've
him a
taken-
liar. I
you sh-
did do that.
You should have taken Victor or I with you.
You should have. That would have helped, but I was in a
What-
panic, man.
You
I
could have
was-
taken Lockett too. He would have gotten to the bottom of it.
I should have taken Ryle because he lives here.
No. He's no good.
Yeah, I know. He'd probably throw his sword away.
What-
Luke the Iridite.
What do you mean metals? What
Uh,
do you need?
They're my symbols that I wear around my neck. I use
you're-
them for casting spells.
You're fine. You don't
Oh,
need
No,
any
I'm
object.
not. All
Right
I
away.
got right now is a big
Don't you-
fucking mace.
Don't
Yeah,
you know,
so-
you cleric, that the magic comes from within?
Lockett,
It's-
we need you to
that's
go to the
right.
blacksmith
It's
real
like
quick
Dumbo,
and
you
steal
know.
that back.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
All
no,
right, there we
no. 5 minutes later, Lockett comes
Yeah,
back.
For once, Lockett's lack of brains is a good
There's
thing.
a bunch of dead people over there, guys. No, but, so
I killed them all and I found them.
Lockett starts heading for the door, and right around that time, you hear a knock on the door.
Uh-oh.
Who would answer it? Would we wait for Camilla to answer it, or
Not
would
our
we?
house.
I would
I know
answer it. 'Cause
Okay, yeah. Ryle, answer the door.
All
I'd
right,
say,
are
Lockett,
you-
hold up.
Are you wearing your helmet, Ryle? Or did you put it back on before you entered?
I'm actually not even geared out right now. I'm in like a
His
t-shirt and like,
pajamas.
yeah, like I went through my clothes, found this old band shirt from 1982,
They were
and
called the Sandstorm.
Diamond and the Rockettes.
yeah, so I'm totally just. It felt like being home, so I was just in
Yeah.
comforts. So I opened the door in basically just civilian clothes.
And it's the blacksmith. His name's William. You recognize him, and he says, "Oh, you're home. Good to see you."
Hey, yeah, it's been a few years, but we heard there was some trouble, and hopefully we can help my hometown with this little job that we're trying to do.
Well, my son has something he wants to say to your dwarven friend over there, and he grabs like the back of the shirt of his son and pulls him into the doorway and pushes him into the room. And
Yes.
Rendell, the son, he takes a gold chain. Well, not a. What was the? Was it like on a chain or a gold
Yeah.
chain, or silver
They were
chain?
hanging on a chain, a gold chain.
Okay, so he takes
It.
the gold chain out with the symbols on it, and he puts it on the table, and he says, "Me and some of my friends stole it from you last night. I'm sorry."
Well,
Lockett draws the bow.
no. Put it down, Lockett. Put it down.
And he's not going to accept any reward from you. He lied to
Okay.
me just as well, just as much as he lied to you.
Well,
And
I admire you, sir, for doing this, and I'm going to leave it in your hands. Then
and
you
I
better
apologize
handle it
for
than me.
being so skeptical of your claims earlier. I thought better of my son.
Well,
Sir,
kids are kids.
Boys will be boys.
Might I
Yeah,
interject here?
I can remember back to being a kid,
We
and we do stupid things.
we wouldn't require any gold from your son, but I think a most fair punishment would be your son and his little crony friends would come and
Help us
I would
fight
say
Cannon
for
Mordor.
the
fodder.
rest I would say
Yeah.
for the rest of the year do chores and service for our friend's mother here. In a time like this, this town needs to come together and work with one another, and I think they need a good harsh lesson in that.
Can you sing us a song about a time?
Yeah.
You know what? I can.
Whistle while we work.
And
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Rendell says,
We'll
"Oh,
sing and play
Dad, do
the
I have
day
to?"
away.
And immediately, William just slaps him the back of the head, and he's like, "You're gonna do what that guy said, okay? You
Oh,
and all your friends. Uh, don't make me tell you it twice." And say, "Okay, we'll come and help Miss Camilla."
okay.
Just
Just
cleaning up the
Got a
town.
bunch
Just
of little
makes
slave kids.
now I can sit down and enjoy my breakfast.
cold rubbery
And
eggs.
and
Yeah.
There's no
and
microwave.
and William says, "And if I find out you steal anything from her while you're here, it's gonna be bad for you."
Ooh.
Hmm.
This will be in the forge.
Yeah, I've got a branding iron in the forge.
Mm-mm-mm.
So I can handle punishing my own son, sir.
Okay, sorry. I
Wishful thinking.
apologize.
Wishful thinking on his part.
Oh, my apologies. I was just my little inner demon jumped out there.
That's what
You're a
dwarves
cleric.
used to do to their baby dwarves.
You're a cleric. What are you talking about?
Do baby
Uh,
dwarves have beards?
Yes.
Baby dwarves.
They're born with a beard.
Yeah.
I don't believe they're technically born with a beard.
We're gonna have
Just
to
a
do some
little,
Don't know
research.
the
a little
mountain
Pete
dwarves.
says.
Mountain dwarves are born with a little tiny beard,
Little tiny
Little
what?
goatee.
little
Beard.
goatee, and they never cut it. It just keeps growing.
It's like
Well,
normal
now
babies. Some have hair, some don't.
I'm turning back and having my eggs and bacon, even though they're cold, they still taste much better now that I have my metals back. Ugh. I keep reaching up and touching them. Just
I remember a good old paladin that liked to touch a lot of things on himself.
I know. Well, could have been a relative.
Almost
Do you
like
have
your
any?
soulmate. But,
Do you have any crafters in your bloodline?
Well, I don't know. I'd have to go back to look at my family tree. But
But
we're a
it-
long way from
Weight's
home. And after I eat breakfast, I'm going to start touching my metals again and thinking about number 4 and what I'm going to
God.
use.
wouldn't it be a family mine, not a family tree?
Maybe.
Yeah, very good, sir. Yes, it would be a family mine. That's a good one.
Is Blacksmith and his son still standing here listening?
At this point, they've taken their leave.
Okay.
It's like, what are you guys talking about?
We're talking about my family mine.
He's like, son, don't expect them to
out
kill number
there.
4 with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
These guys are toast. There's over and unders on how many of us will die and how quick.
Yeah. We're going to say the fight lasts about 3 rounds of combat.
Well, after I'm done eating, you guys are all done eating. Should we go out and scout around the town and kind of get a lay of the land and kind of figure out what our strategy might be if he shows up? Talk to the folks, see if there's a place.
See
there might
where
be
he
a meeting
shows
place
up.
where he comes in to
Right.
tell people, you turn over your
which
bounty.
direction he comes in.
Yeah,
Right.
I'd say we coat all the glass in oil, and as him and his cronies run in, they slip and slide everywhere, and they harm themselves with running into glass shards and objects.
If
Well,
we
I
know
think that would be
exactly where
funny.
they come in, that could help. But we need to set up a strategy for this battle coming up.
I'd say it's a pretty sound strategy.
Okay. Then let me wipe the last egg off my mouth and we'll get going.
I
Well,
should probably put my pants on.
This town seems to be a little more lively than our last battle. I don't think an outright fight in the street is going to be the way to go.
You drag him
Okay.
out to the sand.
If I
What you
had, my thinking on it is that we should maybe perhaps one of us volunteer for this tribute thing, and then send word to the others where we are taken to take the fight away from the town.
Lock it.
Yeah, I was
Victor.
going to say, I'm all for lock it.
Yeah, that's a
We
great
need-
idea.
Lock
We
it.
need you to do something.
Because we need to find the place
No.
anyway.
No,
So
Lock
we can be
it's
in
not.
hiding and follow them. Oh, I like that, Victor.
I think anyone that has means of communication would be the best way to do it. And
Time it.
I have
That's-
I can
that's him.
send I can send my little friend back to tell you guys where I'm at.
Oh, Victor, you are a brave man.
Most strategic.
Oh, it
tactical.
is. It is most strategic, most brave. Victor, you are changing my attitude towards you.
Well, what if they just like light him up on the
I'm
spot?
not hot on gamblers.
Well, no, they've said that they take them away from the town. And
Yes.
Don't you
he
think
will
it
know-
may
he will know
be
my-
like suspicious that you're not from here?
they won't
That-
know.
No, how would they know?
I can be very convincing when I need to
Come
be.
into a whole town.
You sound like you're more from like Louisiana than Sandstrom.
Yeah, the accent might give
He,
you away.
he doesn't have to talk. He can just hold up his hand, say, me. No reason to talk.
I do like that idea.
It's a great idea.
I
Because
just
we need to find out where they go, because that's where they're taking the tributes. And if they're alive, that's where they'll be. And if we kill them all here, we don't know where to go.
I agree with that one.
I
It's
think all
outstanding.
of that makes sense. Just know that we may lose Victor immediately.
Now, what we need to do is find hiding places for the rest of us so that we can see the directions that they're heading out. We can get started in that way, looking for Zaranka to come
He's
back
gonna
to us.
he'll come to us. We don't need to do all of that.
Oh, I
No,
think
no,
we
but
should
we want. I think we do want to be on
quick.
the trail
be-
of.
yes.
We want to be as close as possible.
Yes, right.
Because whatever sacrifice they do, they probably do it. I would think fairly quickly.
Or they might have a slave operation going on where they put them to work in a mine or something. Who knows? But
Maybe.
we need to
And
move quick.
Ryo, that does remind you that you had remembered that there were tales of people mining some kind of magical crystals somewhere in the desert.
Oh,
They may be
okay.
working in the old abandoned crystal mine.
Okay,
The old abandoned Ethereum mine.
but you don't know where that mine
Like
is.
Honda here.
No. Maybe. Do
That
I?
means we need
I don't
to
think
be,
I know.
We need to be hidden. When the time comes, and Victor will look big and strong, they'll go, "Oh, this guy can work in a mine."
Yeah, Victor looks
Victor looks big and strong.
He's got a 6 strength. He can barely hold the pickaxe.
Yeah.
From Louisiana, he looks strong.
Yeah, I have a 1 constitution. I look anything but strong.
Okay, that's a good plan. Everybody in agreement?
Works with me.
It's his funeral.
I,
Yeah,
I,
his choice.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope.
I'd-
I hope they don't kill him before we find him.
I'd
I
say
do
we.
too.
I'd say we
It's a
just set up.
brave act that he's putting himself up for.
I'd say we set up an ambush.
But then we don't know where they are. If we get them, we kill them, then
We'll find him. We found our way here.
I knew
But-
where we were going.
Timon, Camilla looks at you and says, "They have my daughter."
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, see, we won't
How
find
many
him.
how many ways in and out of this town are there?
Well, Ryle, with that sheet of glass that's surrounding the town, there used to be a fence there. There's not like there used to be like a wooden kind of like piked wall. That's gone. It was burned to the ground, and it's been replaced with a glass sheet that's laying against the sand. So you could walk into this town in any
Anywhere. Okay.
direction. Yeah.
So this is an undefended city. They could come in from any direction.
Any direction.
An ambush would not be a good way to surprise these people. Plus, bringing the fight to the town is going to hurt the people even more.
Yep.
And we
I
still
think
need to
that
know
we
where
should
they go.
Cruise the town, find good hiding places in all the 4 corners so that we all have eyes on which way they head out.
Seems like a really poorly defended town. I'm just saying.
It is.
It
It is
used
a
to be
poorly
okay.
defended town.
In the before time, in the long, long ago.
Yes.
That's why he comes in and gets his tribute without any argument.
Yeah, and Camilla says, he took most of the town guard as a lot of the town guard volunteered as tribute early on. There's,
How
there's
long's this been going on?
about 3-4 months.
Okay.
Early on, he would come almost every day. It's been more sporadic since the past month or so.
He only
Does-
comes when one of his workers dies from exhaustion.
That's what it's. I would say
That's
that's what
what
it
it
sounds
is.
like. It doesn't
Yes,
sound
that's
ritualistic
exactly
at
what it
all.
sounds. So we need to be ready to go the instant he shows. We need to be able to hide, see where it's going,
From
so that when he takes Victor, we can
From-
follow immediately.
what direction? From what direction does he come?
We don't know.
I thought she said it came in different ways.
Yeah, Camilla says that he comes from different ways all the time. I think he likes to keep us guessing.
Is there still that old water tower in the middle of the town?
Water tower?
The church steeple that's in the middle of the town that's really tall.
The temple still has its steeple, yes.
And you can see pretty much everything from up there, right?
I've never been up there, but I'd imagine so, yes.
Great
Maybe-
idea, Ryle.
Maybe we should put we don't really have an easy way to communicate over distance for
Well,
us.
I have an idea. Why
It'll
not
be
send
Zoranka
Zoranka?
that has to come back.
Surely he can climb up to the top.
We can
We need
yell.
Tell us what he sees.
We need
Well-
Sharonka to go with him, though.
No, I'm saying like now, like he could be on guard and he could give us a bird's eye view of where he might be coming from.
And then we hide in that direction.
Yeah.
And then when Victor goes, Zranka follows. And then once they get to wherever they're going, Zranka comes back and tells Dolos, because isn't Dolos the only other one that can communicate to Zranka?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It sounds like a plan.
It sounds like a plan.
It certainly
We
does
all
sound
put
like
our
a
hands in the
plan.
middle.
Yeah,
Ryle,
yeah, A plan.
you hear a voice in your ear, Ryle, that says, "I can speak common, you dumbass."
So there,
Was
dumbass.
that Lockett?
Yeah.
Sounded like Lockett. Lockett can throw his voice now.
I knew I liked that little guy.
Either way,
No,
It's-
it's a plan. Good plan, Victor.
It's settled then. I owe it to your uncle to protect you.
I will never, ever overlook healing you again.
That's the whole reason I did this.
he knows he needs the heals. He needs a pocket healer.
So, when do you want to start putting?
I
this
want to
plan
go out
into
and start looking around the town, just looking for good hiding places.
'Cause it's still like morning, like
Yeah,
10 o'clock.
I've just finished breakfast, but I need to stretch. I got
Yeah.
my medals back.
You
I'm
spent the
feeling
morning
good.
running
I
around
need
town.
to.
I'm
I
gonna
want to
hide
run
in the
around town.
tavern.
Yeah, I don't know your town.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
hide a barrel of ale in the tavern.
That sounds good. We'll know where to get you.
I might not be awake, but I'll be there.
And who knows? Number 4 might stop off for a drink before he leaves.
When was the last time number 4 was here?
Like a
A
week.
week ago.
About a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
we
you
could be
guys
lucky,
are-
and it could be like tomorrow or today.
Or
But
anytime. So I
could-
think we need to get out and just.
So
I think, yeah, I think scouting around the town just to get familiar with
Yeah.
the area wouldn't hurt.
and
but-
put Zronka at the top of the temple. Have him run up there.
Yeah, like now.
Yep.
All right, so you send Zaranka up to the top of the temple, and as soon as he gets up there, he's like, Victor. He's telling
Yeah.
He's like, I think they're coming.
Well, that was
Convenient.
Good.
Convenient.
Already.
And
We have
Oh,
you want to
I'm in a
telepathically
shopping
look through his
district.
eyes?
Like,
or-
What's that?
You want to telepathically look through his eyes because you can. Do
Yes.
that?
Yeah, I can do that. So I'd like to see what he sees.
All right, so in the distance you see several orcs riding on horseback. Another one riding in front in full golden plate armor. Very familiar golden plate
plate
armor.
armor.
Mm,
I'm guessing
And-
that's
Yes.
And there is a fire elemental accompanying.
ooh.
Lovely.
in which direction?
It's coming from the south.
So
All right.
How
yeah,
far
Head
away?
north, boys.
They'll be there within a matter of minutes, like maybe 20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
let's
we
go
got
to
this,
the.
guys.
We'll go to the southern side of the town. Hide in unseen locations where we can still keep an eye on Victor in case they decide they want to show strength and murder him right there. But the
Yeah,
goal is for him to go back to wherever it is they take him,
Right.
and we
Right.
follow.
All right.
Can I
All right.
slap
Hiding.
him? Can I slap him with a bardic inspiration?
Good idea.
How long
Yes,
does that
you can.
last?
How long? 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Should
Let
be
him get a
enough.
little closer.
So I'll wait until
Yep.
And as he does that and they start to depart, I just tell them, and boys, don't forget, do come get me. And I'll start
I will.
towards the
I'll run in my plate in the heat of the day.
All right. So,
And we tell
And
Lockett that he should cover the north side of the town because we don't need him firing off arrows as
That's
soon as he
true.
sees. Oh, but then how
Lock
are we gonna? We'll have to get him.
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
Like
Yeah.
You stay here and protect my mother.
I think we need to get horses too before we leave. See if we can drum some up because we're gonna have to go quick this time. We can't walk.
So, Lockett spends some time with your mom.
Yeah, he
Trying,
does.
Yeah, he
trying.
does.
He asks her like how mothers work and how you were born and stuff. So a whole awkward conversation that you're glad you're not there to hear. Um, and So you guys leave Lockett at your mother's house, and you guys hide in a few buildings that are kind of close to the southern, like the way that the southern road comes into town.
Hmm.
That's where they're coming from. Um, and did you want to just kind of stand out in the middle of the road, Victor, or
Well, I'm assuming that they gather kind of everybody up in around town, or
Yeah.
they just come in and snatch somebody.
they usually just kind of come up to the well,
I would have asked, a few people
yeah.
how this.
Camilla would say that they kind of come up to like the edge of town of
Okay.
whichever direction they come through, and number four, he has some sort of magical device that projects his voice,
Hmm.
and everyone can hear him in town, and he demands the tribute come forth.
Okay. All right. I'll kind of be, I guess, um, find a place that I can lean, kind of up against the wall or whatever, where
Be
everybody would be.
casual, flipping a
Yeah.
quarter.
Yeah, basically.
All right, and the rest of
Don't
you are
want to
kind
look
of like
cocky.
in
God.
nearby buildings, kind of like sneaking, like peeking through windows and stuff. Or
Yeah.
okay,
Can do I
I'm
guess
in
do
the
I
general store.
notice anything out of the ordinary with this group of dudes?
Besides the fire elemental.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed,
Yeah.
oh, them. I thought you meant
No,
us.
yeah, not us.
So they leave their horses at the gates, and they approach, weapons drawn. The fire elemental is in front of them. It's pretty big. You've never
Oh,
actually seen a fire elemental in person, but I mean it's pretty obvious that that's what this is. Hold on one second, my dog wants to do that again.
He was going to get this full size cutout of fire elemental to show us how big it
That's
is.
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
It's like this big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 15 feet tall.
Mm.
And even from inside the buildings, you can feel heat radiating off of this thing. It's hot.
Wow. Good luck, Victor.
So
how many are there?
there are 4 normal-looking orcs. There is one orc that's in the golden armor, which is the one that's speaking through this. Like, it looks like a little coin that he's kind of like speaking up to, and the fire element. And so, go to this here.
This be a bad time to cast Wand of Wonder.
Yes.
Not if it's a rainstorm.
You create
And
tropical heat.
Look, guys, this is the perfect time. He already has a map ready.
number 4 yells through the coin, "I demand tribute."
I've lit a cigarette up and I'm kind of taking my last few draws off of it, and I step forward in front of everybody and say, "This old man has little to live for. I'll be your tribute."
And
Sounds good.
he
Does.
number 4 looks at you and says, "Suppose you'll do then. Lock him up, lock him in chains." And so the 2 orcs here approach you with manacles and chain and a long chain. Do you resist?
Um, no, I'll kind of go, "No need for that. I can go on my own." But I don't really resist. I just kind of walk
Yeah.
with
Uh,
them.
Yeah, no matter what you say, they're taking your
Yeah.
wrist and putting them
Yeah,
through.
Just being a little.
Oh, okay. If you're a friendly prisoner.
Should I fire, guys?
Yeah, do it. Do
No,
it.
no,
Send it.
no, Dolos.
I'm ready.
No.
And
He'll never
So-
hit him. It's fine.
Yeah, but the arrow will alert
Alert
him.
him.
It's raining arrows again, you guys.
Yeah, no,
And
no.
I do have Zarokna in a form of a raven type, and he's flying overhead to keep an eye
Okay,
on everything.
excellent.
All right, and so they take Victor into chains and they start leading him south out of the
I
town.
changed my mind. I don't want to do this.
And that we will pick up there next time and find out what happens to Victor
Okay,
You do have a bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
Victor.
good
for the next
spot.
10 minutes.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter, this was still a horrible plan.
I mean, I thought that too. I was
No,
gonna
no.
go back.
Splitting the party makes total sense.
Okay,
Especially-
are we signed off?
Oh, no, not yet.
Because
Thanks, everybody, for
Okay.
the bits, the subs, the follows. We will see you guys Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And we'll find out if Victor lives or dies in the mines. Maybe he'll get some gold. Who knows?
Yeah.
Talk to you later. Bye.